Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is the Haves and the Have-Nots, Season 5, Episode 18, and the name of this episode is A Broken Mirror. Yo, this episode was lit, everybody. I enjoyed this episode here. Finally, we definitely got a show. Alright, so let me get started. The episode picks up where it left off. Jeffrey and Landon enter Jeffrey's room, and guess what? Justin, aka Glenn Close, is butt-ball naked in the bed. Immediately, Landon remembers him, and he's like, "Oh my God, I remember you at the Sheridan Hotel. I remember seeing you in the lobby. I remember me and you were talking about him. Like, I thought you were straight, but he didn't think you were, but I thought you were. But hey, I guess I was wrong." I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And yo, Landon was acting like a complete thought in this whole scene, because he's like, "Hey, the more the merrier. I'm not leaving here until I get me some, so I'm staying." And like Jeffrey's like, "Look, I did not bring you up here for sex. Get out of my room." And Landon's like, "This is going down. This is really going down." I'm like, "Look here." And then he looked under the covers. He's like, "Ooh, yes, Mr. Officer, okay." Then he starts crawling into the bed and it's like, "We don't need to know each other's names, but mine's is Landon." I'm like, Landon is such like a casualty waiting to happen, because it's just like this boy does not have any recollection of where he puts himself into. Next thing you know, Justin starts choking the living shit out of Landon, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my God, I'm not in the choking." He's like, "Okay," and then Jeffrey's like, "Okay, you're not in the choking. Please, just get the hell out of my room." He's like, "This is weird. This is weird." I was like, oh my God, Landon had me in tears. I was laughing so hard. So I was like, this boy is just a mess. Then it gets crazy after Landon leaves. Justin and Jeffrey are going at it. They go back and forth, and Justin pretty much admits, Justin is pissed, because he's like, "Why the hell did you bring that man to your room? What is he doing in your room?" He's like, "First of all, what the hell are you doing in my room? Look, I told you to stay away." He's like, "I can't do that. You know that your mother's watching my every move, and, I needed to see you." And I'm like, "Dude, you were just here earlier, and yet now you in the room butt-ball naked, thinking you're going to get the BBC on the fly. Like, what the hell is going on with you?" And then, Jeffrey just gets to the point where he's like, "Look, you need to get the hell out of here." He's like, "Look, I'm not leaving. Why was he in your room?" And he's like, "None of your damn business. I'm not your man. Why don't you go home to your wife?" And he's like, "Don't act like that, Jeffrey. I'm in love with you." And I'm like, oh my God. So now, old boy is in love with Jeffrey, but we kind of knew he has feelings with Jeffrey, but I think it's more obsession than anything else, because Jeffrey did something to turn him out. I don't know what it is that Jeffrey got, but something about Jeffrey, he be turning these boys crazy, because we see this with Landon, we have now seen it with, with Justin, and it's just getting crazier and crazier by the minute. And, Justin and Jeffrey, keep going back and forth. And Jeffrey begins to the point where he starts taunting him. He's like, "Oh, what? What you gonna do? What, you gonna hurt me again? Like you did the last time? Oh, when I don't do what you want to rough me up? Is that what it is?" And then all of a sudden, Justin's like, "Don't make me do this, Jeffrey. Don't act like this." It's like, what do you mean? It's just like Justin is just not getting it. He's like, because Jeffrey's pretty much letting them know, like, "Look, I'm sorry that you're in love with me, but that just means you need help. You need some serious help, and you should get it." He's like, you make me like this. You make me feel this way. You know, no other man has made me feel this way before. And then Jeffrey was like, well, yeah, because you used to being in the back of police cars, getting off with prisoners and shit. And I was like, oh, I was like, wow, Jeffrey went in, and like that made Justin mad because that was how Justin was getting off. You know, he would, you know, get prisoners, and then get the prisoners off. They would have to perform favors for him. You know, lick, snip, snip. But dang, it was so funny when Jeffrey called him out on that, and then he's telling him he's like, look, you need to leave, and he's like, I'm not leaving, and then Jeffrey's like, I'll leave. He's like, no, don't leave, don't go. He's like, what? What are you gonna do if I do leave? What? You gonna hurt me again? You gonna cause another scene? He's like, see, I know what you're doing, Jeffrey. You're trying to get me angry so I can hurt you so you can leave. Well, fine, leave. It's like, what are you gonna do? Go to him? He's like, what if I am? What if I am? He's like, well, fine, go. Then the next thing you know, we see Veronica. As soon as he opens the door, Veronica is at the door with her phone, literally taking, recording everything. She records Justin, records his badge number, then records Jeffrey and pushes his ass out the room. And that's how that ended. I was like, oh my God, that Veronica is a mess. It's like, here it is, she done already caused a scene on the elevator with Erica and David. Now she's coming up there to do some crap. Now she's over there to do some crap, with Jeffrey to get him out of that whole thing. I mean, Veronica got her hands in everything. Yeah, and Glenn Close was in her feelings because now Jeffrey's gone and she's left all alone and she didn't get no BBC. So what did Glenn Close do? She decides to trash the hotel room. So this is definitely going to be something that's going to spin into something even bigger. So we just have to stay tuned for that. Then we get a scene with Jim and Oscar. He pretty much he's pretty much asking, did he get anything on War? He says he got a number, and then he keeps changing his numbers, but he got 3 numbers. So he calls them, he pretty much calls the numbers looking for War. Before we see War, Erica is with David, and she's still in the bathroom. She calls War, and pretty much she lets him know that Candace is here at the Artesian, but she doesn't know what room she's in. And she's like, look, if you want, as soon as I find her room number, I can tell the cops and they can come arrest her ass. He's like, oh no, don't involve the cops. That bitch is mine. I want that bitch. And I'm like, see, this is why War has to die. Because you just want to physically harm Candace that badly that it ain't even about taking her down. You want her blood. And it's like it's become a sick obsession with War. And he's like, she's like, the bitch is mine. She belongs to me. And then Erica's like, look, I don't know what it is. It's like I think now she's suspecting something. I swear that bitch got 9 lives, and he's like, well, I'm gonna take all of her lives. And I'm like, War is fucking horrible. Then the call gets intercepted, and he gets a call on the other line, and it's Jim. So he, tells Erica bye and starts talking to Jim. And he's like, look, I need to see you. And he's like, look, that ain't gonna happen. So I don't even know why you calling me, and how'd you get this number anyway? He's like, don't worry about that. I need to see you. It's serious. He's like, well, look who's begging now. Like, he's like, look, I'm trying to help you. Like, there are warrants out on you right now. And, I'm trying to, if anything, I'm trying to keep the deal because I know you got more photos. So, I help you, you help me, and we got each other. He's like, man, I ain't, and then like, War's like, man, I ain't doing a damn thing. I mean, look, I'm a thug and you a judge. I mean, just realize you just got hoodwinked pretty much. And then he hangs up on him. And then he pretty much, you know, Jim is mad as hell. He's going off on Oscar. He's like, what the hell? Did you get anything? He's like, nah, you didn't keep him on the phone long enough, so I just got a general area. I don't know where he is. And he's like, look, why are you so adamant about finding this war guy? And then Jim tells Oscar that, look, if I don't find him, all hell is going to break loose. And he was like, and then Oscar's like, well, hell, to be honest with you, hell already is breaking loose. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you haven't been watching the news? He pulls up a news link that talks about the finding of Jennifer Salson's body with the word crier victim written on it. Jim flips the fuck out. He's like, oh my God, I didn't know anything about this. And he's like, and then Oscar's like, how the hell could you not know about it? It's everywhere. So we saw that go on. Then we see that Anna, that Jeffrey goes, actually, when Jeffrey left, what he ends up doing, he ends up going to check on, you know, Wyatt. How he got away from Veronica, you know, beats me. But he got away from her ass, I think. And he, you know, he's over there with Anna to check on Wyatt. Wyatt is sleeping or whatever, and pretty much the two of them are talking, and she's saying that, yeah, he's a nice guy, you know, and like Jeffrey was like, look, I haven't seen that nice guy in a long time, you know, but that nice guy, that's who I was in love with. And he's like, well, you know, and she's like, yeah, I get it. She's like, you know, because he's not gay, I am, but, you know, I do love him as a friend and all of that. And she thanks Anna for you know, for helping him out or whatever. Then all of a sudden we see that Anna gets a call, and guess what? It's Oscar's ass. So yeah, they did meet in the parking lot as we saw in a previous episode, and he actually is making her an offer for like $50,000 to do some stuff with to do some legal stuff with Wyatt, you know, to do something for him. I think pretty much give up the card information or whatever, and she's saying that, look, I'm not going to do this, you know, this is wrong, and, you know, goodbye and don't call me again. So then we see that Wyatt, you know, begins to ask it to, you know, so therefore we actually see that Wyatt really wasn't asleep, he was actually faking, because it's like, look, Jeffrey just, like, is Jeffrey gone? And he's like, you know, and she's like, yeah, he's gone. He's like, good. You know, so like, what's going on with, she's like, what's up? And he's like, man, I don't like Jeffrey with his worry. He has this worry and sympathy look always on his face when he sees me, and I don't want to see that, you know. And then here we go, Wyatt with his bullshit, thinking that Jeffrey want him so fucking bad. Like, bruh, Wyatt, get over yourself with your strung out ass. Jeffrey do not fucking want you. Jeffrey done had two dudes, you know, post this whole thing. Yeah, he got feelings for you, but he ain't thinking about you like that. And it's just like he keeps bringing that up. Oh, he's just doing that because he's in love with me and he wants to have sex with me. You know, kind of the same stupid crap that a lot of straight men think that every gay man wants them. And Anna's kind of letting them know, I don't think that's what it is. I really think he has unconditional love for you. You know, I think the love he has for you is unconditional. So when you were saying you didn't have somebody that didn't care, you actually do. So all of a sudden he asks her, so who was that on the phone? And she pretty much says it's a telemarketer, and he's like, you're lying to me. You know, you say you want me to trust you, so please don't lie to me. And she says, look, it's personal. It's like, oh, it's your pimp or something, you know. And she's like, you know what? You can keep it up all you want, but I'm not telling you shit. So they end up deciding to watch a movie or whatever. Then we see Erica, you know, we see Erica and David, and he asks her who's on the phone. Of course, she doesn't tell him who she was on the phone with. She makes something up. And we can always see that David is starting to kind of suspect something's up with Erica. But then he gets a call from Jim, and Jim is saying that, look, get your ass down here to the Artesian right now. We got a situation. It's about to get big. Get your ass here immediately. So, well, actually, they're at the Artesian, but he was telling you know, David to get his ass downstairs. They need to talk. They need to talk, and they need to talk now. So, you know, he pretty much gets dressed or whatever, and we can see that there is, you know, some chemistry there. Like, Erica is really starting to like David, but on the flip side, though, you know, David does kind of have his eye out a little bit, thinking that, okay, something ain't right with her, because he knows that her ass was in the phone, in the bathroom talking on the phone, which is probably making him suspicious, like, okay, why are you on the phone talking to somebody when you can just talk on the phone right here, you know? So obviously it's something you don't want me to hear. So those antennas always starting to go with David, and we started to notice that. Then we actually see that Mitch calls Veronica, you know, to get help with Benny. Next we see that Mitch runs into Hannah. Hannah's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Mitch doesn't know what's going on either. Catherine shows up, and she was like, look, you know, Mitch is like, yeah, you know, but you know, you know, we need to talk to Benny's lawyer. And she's like, Benny's lawyer? Who's Benny's lawyer? And then she's like, Catherine, you know, what's going on? She's like, well, it ain't Marty, because I called Marty, and, you know, Marty hasn't returned my calls yet. So she's like, and then Mitch is like, well, Benny has a lawyer, and then like they're like, who the hell is Benny's lawyer? And then next you know, we see that damn snake come out again. I am. And then immediately Hannah was like, oh no, the hell you ain't. And then Catherine was like, look, you know, she is the best, and sometimes it's best to go with the devil you know versus the devil that you don't. And she was like, oh yes, you would know all about that, wouldn't you, Catherine? And like, you know, they kind of go back and forth, and she's like, look, you are not going to be my son's lawyer. You need to get your trifling ass up out of here. And she's like, oh, really? That's the way to talk to someone who's helping your son? You know, I could arrange for you to see him, but you're going to have to ask me, and ask me politely. You know, we're just kept taunting Hannah. Hannah ain't having it. Hannah's like, man, I ain't giving you nothing. You need to get your ass up out of here. Ain't nobody worried about you. You know. It's like, yeah. You know, and then she kept playing this whole thing like, you know, well, you know, I can make anything happen for you guys, but she is going to have to ask me. Like, Hannah, could you please set, so Catherine's like, could you please help us? And she's like, no, she has to ask. And she has to ask politely. She's like, I ain't asking your black ass nothing. She's like, you are so damn ghetto. But anyway. And then she's saying that, look, you know, I don't even know what the hell's going on, you know, him, you know, meeting with Secret Service. I mean, what did you do? You know, what you do? What you have behind this? And she's like, and Catherine's like, look, this is way beyond her reach. Yeah, but then Veronica's, yeah, and then Veronica was like, well, yeah, but my reach is higher than yours, Catherine. She's like, look, bitch, we ain't got no more time for your games. Could you just arrange for us to meet with Benny and stop all this bullshit you pulling? And, you know, then it took Mitch like, look, it will mean a lot to my family if we can get in there to see Benny. So she's like, see, that's how you ask for a favor. But she's like, but won't y'all sit down? Okay, Miss Hannah, everything's going to be okay now. You come back now, you hear? I was like, you know what? Veronica is such a damn mess that is just crazy. Then we see that Benny's meeting with some agents. They're asking for his DNA involving a terrorist incident. And then they bring up Mitch's name, and he said that, you know, he and his family is being investigated for organized crime, and, you know, we want your DNA to see if you're to kind of like, you know, to eradicate you as a suspect. And he said that, look, you know, you don't have a choice. And then he's like, what the hell you mean I don't have a choice? This is America. I'm like, yeah, if you knew this America, you would know that we're Homeland Security. Now, we can willingly get it from you, or we will take it from you. It's totally up to you. He's like, you know what, just get the damn DNA so you can get the hell out of my face. So finally, David now gets down to the Artesian to meet up with Oscar and Jim. They play the news clipping for him, so all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my God, this is not good." And he's saying, and then like Jim's like, "Yeah, Mama Rose is pissed at me. You know, she's a rose with thorns, and she has no problem using her thorns when she needs to." And she's like, you know, War, I can't find him, you know, Oscar's useless and all this shit. And he's like, Rose is upset. And, you know, when Rose is upset, everyone is upset. And then, David's like, look, let me talk to her. You know, we've had all these business with her all these years, man. I'm very good with Rose. I can talk to her. She's like, man, she'll hang your ass up upside down in her freezer at her restaurant. Are you kidding me? Ain't nothing you can say that's gonna get in the way of this. Like, think about it. A black thug shot at her grandson. You remember when one of these black thugs tried to go at it with one of her thugs? You know what she did? She pretty much shut down a whole damn housing project. You know, women, children, everybody was annihilated. You know, I mean, this is what it is. And it's like, look, you know, this is how she gets down. And then like David's like, yeah, but we were the ones who helped her get off of that. You know, after all that went down, we got her off. You know, but then, you know, Jim had to let him know, look, it's us that she wants. It's me and you. We were the ones who got War out of jail. So, yeah, it's on us. And I've been trying to call Catherine, and Catherine's not answering my call, so could you please call? And he leaves Catherine a message. Then it ends with Charles and Candace. And we see Charles is still having this, you know, he is still having this, you know, control, male, chauvinistic thing over Candace. And, you know, she's trying to get a new phone, but, you know, she's having trouble doing that. And Charles definitely, you know, intercept that, and he's like, look, you know, she's like, look, I need a phone. Like, what are you doing? Like, I need people to get in touch with you. He's like, well, you don't need to get in touch with those people, not for where you're going. And I mean, but then she's saying that, you know, but she's like, what do you mean I don't need to talk to these people anymore? You know, you do know I have a son. Maybe maybe my son may call me. She's like, well, won't you talk to, you know, your mother? You know, she does have custody, right? And I'm like, see, he is still throwing around that I know every single thing about you. And she's like, look, I'm not liking this. And he's like, what, that I have the upper hand? And she's like, look, what you're doing is illegal. How do you know all this information? He's like, look, all information is obtainable. There is no, there's nothing, you know, stopping you from getting any information you want. You know, but he's saying that, look, I'm not doing this, you know, to have a hold over you. I really want to give you a new start. You know, this is an offer. I can clean up your past, you know, and I can put you in a position where you can be around me when I become president. You'll be one of the ones on my list. And she's like, first of all, you know, I don't think I would enjoy being just on your list. And he's like, well, sure you will. You know, because, you'll pretty much have a better life. You know, I'll clean up everything, and you'll have your own life, your own career, and, you know, you'll just be at my beck and call. You know, you help me, I help you. And she was like, look, how are you just going to just clean up everything like that? How is that going to be possible? He's like, look at me. I actually was blocked from the military, but I ended up going to college, and then from college, I became a senator. You know, look, there is nothing that, there's nothing that can stand in your way. So really, he may not even be that educated enough to even be a senator, but because he knows how to play the game and knows how to work his way through shit, that's how he got to where he is. And plus he got the super PAC on his team, man, it explains everything. So then he's pretty much saying that, look, you know, you'll be a woman, you know, with our own independence and with power. You know, I can make that happen for you. But then he says, but the catch is, this whole murder thing is too public. So someone's going to have to go down for it. And it's pretty much a trade-off. And she says, okay, so who's going to go down for it? And he lets her know your brother Benny. So make a choice. You know, you can choose this new life, but that means your brother will go down, and if you don't, that means you'll go back to your old life, and you really ain't got much there now, do you? And I was like, yo, he is literally making a deal with her like he's the devil. Like, this is seriously what it is. It's like she's staring at the devil, and he's giving her an option. You know, choose the red pill or the blue pill. You know, you choose the blue pill, you get a new life. You choose the red pill, you're gonna go down, and I'm gonna take your brother down with you. So, question is, what will Candace do? Because you know she's always been there for Benny, but now her life is in the balance. What decision will she make? Alright, so that's what I got, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and I will be back with the next episode of the Haves and the Have-Nots. So until then, everybody, take care.